Hi everyone, today we're going to finish our May unit on deciding where to live. We're going to finish May lesson number 11, which is on three-way planning. Remember the book we read yesterday on home furnishings? We are going to review that book. I'm going to use the symbol supported level. We're going to review that book quickly, and then we are going to watch a video about making a spending plan. So first we'll take a look at our book, Home Furnishings. Mrs. Cole is talking to her class about budgeting money. Now remember, when you have a budget, that means you make a plan for how to use that money. She reminds them to plan to use that money wisely. You can see up here, she's talking about plans for needs and wants. So things that we want and need now, but down here, there's money for the future. So planning for needs we might have that we don't know about yet. A plan for how to use money is called a budget. Money is needed for different things. In this unit, we're talking about living on our own. So we're looking at different things that we might have to spend money on. You can see our checkbook here. Here's a bank book for your savings account to keep track of your balance, and a wallet where you keep your cash, and your debit card. You might keep your EBT or SNAP card in there, and your ID. What else do you have in your checkbook? You've got checks and, starts with an R, a register where you record the different checks you write. So money is needed for many different things. Money in your checking account is usually for monthly bills, like your rent and your utility bills. Money in your wallet is used for everyday things. So that would be cash in your wallet, might be your SNAP card. You might use your debit card too to make everyday purchases, and that still comes out of your checking account. So it's important we write those down. And then money in your savings account can be used for different things like emergencies or big expenses. Yesterday we read about big expenses being like new furniture or appliances. So today the class is talking about places to live. They talk about the things that they need for a home or apartment. You can watch some of Janae's videos to learn about the different types of homes, like houses or apartments. But if you look up here, you can see what the characters are thinking about. Furniture, you might need a new couch, might need a table and chairs to sit and eat at. You might need a microwave to prepare your food, or maybe towels and a shower curtain for your bathroom. Where could they buy or get the furniture they need? These guys talk, remember yesterday they talked about the different places they could go. They could go to the furniture store, or they could go to Walmart or a grocery store. They could check around a lot of different places, a discount store or Best Buy. They could also check at a garage sale or an auction or at their parents' house. Tina compared the prices on furniture. She found out that a new couch cost $500 at the furniture store. If she goes to a rummage sale, she found a used couch that cost $100. So which would you choose? Remember when we talked about making decisions for our homes, we have to think about cost, but we also have to think about quality and if it's going to meet our needs. And I think in the story we read, the used couch was in really good condition. It looked very nice and clean. So it's probably worth it for Tina to save some money. But that's a decision you have to make. Where could they buy or get a microwave? They could go to a discount store where they sell discounted appliances. Discount means they just have lower prices. They could go to a garage sale or a parent's house. Carla decided to compare prices on microwaves. We practice doing this a lot at school. Which is more? A new microwave cost $45 and a used microwave cost $15. Now remember, Carla looked at that discount store and they were $45. So Carla might want to check out what their return policy is. If the microwave is broken or it quits working, can I bring it back? Carla could also buy a microwave from a rummage sale for $15, but she doesn't know if it works. And if it only lasts a little while, can you bring it back to someone's home? Probably not. So Carla needs to decide, she needs to weigh out her options and decide which is best for her. If she has a lot of other expenses coming up now, she might want to just buy that $15 microwave and hope it works. Next, we're shopping for towels and a shower curtain. Where could you find those? So many different places. You could go to the mall. You go to JCPenney or Bed Bath & Beyond. You could go to a discount store like Walmart or Target. Jamie shopped for towels and shower curtains. At the mall, the cost was $60. And at the discount store, which would be like Walmart, the cost was $35. Which would you choose? Again, you're going to have to look at quality, if they have the type you need or the kind you need and the right fit, and if you think it's good enough quality to last. So good ideas to think about when you're buying things. Think about prices, think about quality, and think about what you really need. You also have to think about what expenses you might have in the future. These are three-way budget planning activities, and these are things that you can read through on your own on the student view and decide where Carla or Tina should get their money for different activities. Because I want to show you the budget. Here's Carla's budget, and I sent this to you, and I sent you the copy that you have to add up. It's got the amounts in it, but you have to add up the total at the bottom. But this is something that you should do when you're looking at a place to live, is making a budget or a spending plan. How much money do I have and how much money do I need? So income, remember income is money that's coming in or that you might be putting into the bank. And your income is usually, just like Carla, a paycheck and a benefit check. So SSI or SSDI, your Social Security benefit check. And it looks like Carla got paid a little extra money to help her aunt move. So this is the money she earned, the money coming in. Then we talked about expenses. And remember identifying different expenses that go with moving or living on your own. Expenses that you have living on your own are your monthly bills. Your rent is $475. Utilities, so your gas and your heat and your water, $128. And then groceries, you need food to live. These monthly bills are things you really, really need. And that adds up to $748. Then there's expenses for everyday things, lunch at work, bus tickets, amusement park rides. This is money from Carla's wallet. This is more things she wants. So if Carla wants to save money, she might try to cut down on what she's spending on there. And then savings. She wrote down how much money she gets every month, how much income she has. That's from over here. And then she subtracts all of her expenses, all of her bills and her everyday costs. And this is how much money she has left over, $178 to save for something big. So I would like you to go through and just practice adding Carla's account up on your sheet. I did not send you a blank sheet, but what you can do if you would like is make your own sheet and write down your income, your expenses, everyday things you might want to buy, and then maybe come up with a plan for saving your money. We're going to finish our lesson by looking at, we're going to finish our lesson by looking at another My Money lesson. There's some really great lessons on here related to budgeting. We're going to look at making a spending plan because that's what Carla and her friends have had to do. So today we're going to watch Making a Spending Plan. I am going to post the link to this website on our Facebook page. I'm also going to post a link to this My Money Packet slideshow, and I'm going to show this to you really quick. But it breaks it down into the 3 steps and the things that I'd like you to do on each step. If this is something that you'd like to work on, I have assigned this to some of you, and it's something I'll have a lot of you do. But as you're going through this website, what I want you to do each day is do each lesson. The lessons are only about 4 to 7 minutes long, and each lesson has a video to watch. Some of them have games. If there's a game or activity, I want you to do that. And last of all is review that tip sheet. If you need help reading it, remember, if you have a Chromebook, you can do Read and Write for Google, or call and ask a friend, or call and ask me. You can call me on FaceTime on Pathways Lessons, or you can call me on Facebook and I'll help you with it. So this is for step 1. There's 4 lessons, and all you have to do is write about something you learned or draw about something you learned. Step 2 is more what we're looking about at today, what banks can do for us, and making a spending plan. Again, I want you to watch the videos, play the games, or do the activities, and then write or draw about that. And then step 3 is income and savings. This is where it gets a little bit more complicated, and most of these don't have videos. So what I'd like you to do is choose 2 of these items to read about. Government benefits would talk about SSI and SSDI. Employment talks about income from work. Savings and investing in other resources. I want you to choose 2 of those to read about. And then you can certainly write about the 2 things you learned on here if you have a packet. If not, we can discuss it. And if you'd like a packet to complete those activities on, I would be so happy to send you one. But for now, I am going to play Making a Spending Plan because it goes very nicely with Carla's budget activity and with our entire unit of talking about moving out. So we're going to start our video, and I am going to quit talking
a spending
until I have something to interject.
Plan or a budget is important because it can help you understand where you are spending money and how to save it to reach a goal. What are some things that you want to do in the future? Do you want to visit family or friends in another city? Do you want to buy a new movie on DVD? These are goals, and you need money for these goals. Take a moment and think about some of your goals. Write them down so that you do not forget them. One of the ways to help you get to your goals is by making a spending plan. Let's work on a spending plan together. To get started, you can use a worksheet like this one to help you. It helps you separate your income and expenses. This sheet can help you see your income and expenses in one place. Click here to print out your own worksheet.
You do not have to print out your own worksheet, but if you'd like to, you could. It would really help you come up with your own spending plan and would be good practice. Remember, income is money that is coming in, and that's usually from a benefit check like Social Security or Supplemental Security, SSI, SSDI, or from a paycheck.
Click on the Continue button after you have printed your own spending plan worksheet. To do this activity, you will need the spending plan worksheet, a pencil, and a calculator to help you finish your spending plan. Now you are ready to create a spending plan.
Again, you can print this out and follow along on the worksheet if you'd like, but you do not have to. This is for you to follow along and practice, and then you can complete Carla's budget activity that I sent you as your form of written practice.
Let's go through how to fill out a spending plan worksheet together. Click on the yellow Continue button when you are ready to move on to the next part of the spending plan worksheet. Before you start, write the month in the top box. This will help you keep track of when you are making your spending plan. Are you ready? Step 1. Add up all of your income. Do you remember the different types of income? There is earned income, what you get from a job, and there is unearned income, what you get from the government or a family member. On the income lines on the worksheet, write in the earned and unearned income that you get each month in the light green boxes. If you have
So again, the earned income is your job, your paycheck, and you're going to put your net income from your paycheck on here. And you want, if you get paid once a month, you can put your total paycheck amount. But if you get paid more than once a month, if you get paid 2 times a month, you're going to have to add those together for your earned income. And then unearned income would be any benefit monies you receive, like Social Security or money from BIA, whatever it might be, you're going to include that in there. And then other income would be maybe from small jobs you do, like mowing lawns or babysitting, selling crafts you make. Things like that.
any other income, you can put the number in the box that says Other. Other income can be money that comes from tips. A tip is money that you are given if you are doing well at your job. People that work in restaurants usually get tips. Put the number in the box that says Other. Add your earned income, your unearned income, and the number in the other box to get your total income. Put the number that you got in the white box that says total income. Now you are ready to move on to Step 2. Step 2. Now you are going to separate your expenses. Remember, you have expenses that may not change every month, and you have expenses that may change every month. Expenses that may change every month can be things like gas, groceries, entertainment, and going out to eat.
Okay, so we're talking about putting our expenses down on our plan. I'm going to go back and show you Carla's plan quick because it looks different, but it is the same thing that we are doing in the video. First, we looked at income, all the money you have coming in and adding it up. So there's the paycheck, the benefit check, and then any of that miscellaneous income like tips or helping other people. So we added up Carla's income. And now we're doing expenses. And on Carla's budget, we have monthly bills, so those expenses that are the same every month. And then we have expenses for everyday things or things that can change, just like in our presentation where we have gas, groceries, and other items that might change from month to month.
Expenses that may not change every month can be things like your rent, cable, or phone bills. On the worksheet, write in all of your expenses that may not change each month and add them together.
Now, when Carla did this, she only had to put rent, utilities, and groceries. You usually have more than just one utility bill. Like this example has rent or your house payment. And most of you don't have to pay rent now because you live with family. Telephone bill would likely be a cell phone bill. Cable and internet bill, who has Dish, who uses the internet to watch Netflix or Google or watch anything on YouTube. You might have regular appointments to the doctor every month, and you definitely probably have medical costs each month. You might have to buy medication or buy assistive devices to help you, or incontinence supplies. There are a lot of different expenses that are probably the same month to month. And then there's other expenses like if you have a car payment, if you have house insurance or car insurance, or if you have a loan that you have to pay every month. So what you would do is write down each of those expenses here and add them up at the bottom.
Put the number that you get in the white box next to total expenses that may not change. Next, write in all of your expenses that may change for the month and add them together.
This is where I tend to spend the most money without realizing it, because all of these things can add up pretty quickly. So on Carla's budget, we looked just at her lunch at work, the cost for riding the bus, and going to the amusement park. So Carla didn't have a lot of miscellaneous or extra expenses, but in real life, you really do have a lot. So groceries and household supplies. What do we need to live? We need food. And we also need a healthy, safe place to live. Part of keeping our home healthy and safe is making sure we have the supplies we need to do that. So that includes like sanitizer, toilet bowl cleaner, bathroom cleaner, dish soap, laundry soap, paper towels, toilet paper. All of that stuff adds up really, really, really quickly. Electricity is your electric bill. That can vary from month to month. Sometimes I'm lucky enough that I can budget my electricity so it's the same every month. Our water bill, you might have other utilities like the internet that might include down here. Public transportation, if you ride Sioux Area Metro or the city bus in Sioux Falls, you'd have to buy a bus pass. If you take paratransit, you have to buy tickets for paratransit. If you take River City, same thing. You also have to pay to ride a cab, an Uber, or a Lyft. So how much are you going to spend each month on that? Something important to think about when we're looking at these expenses that might change is these are the expenses we can cut out. So maybe if it's costing us a lot to go out and hang out with friends, we might have to cut back on how often we use a taxi or Uber, and we might have to take the bus instead, or hang out via Skype or something. Clothing too is an expense that might change from month to month, but it's a place we can save money by shopping around. Entertainment and going out, going to movies, going out to eat, going to Air Madness, going to Karts West, or, well, what's the other go-kart place? Thunder Road. Going out and doing fun stuff costs money, and another expense. Look at all those things that can add up. And then other expenses like paying your credit card bill, getting a haircut, getting your nails done. So many things that can add up. So what we do is write those down. Think of what else do you spend money on and put her on here and see what your total expenses that might change from month to month look like.
Put the number that you get in the white box next to total expenses that may change. Now you can find out what your total expenses are. Next, take the number in the white box next to total expenses that may not change and add it to the number in the white box next to total expenses that may change. Nice job! What number did you get when you added both of your expenses together? Put that number in the green box on the bottom of the sheet that says My Total Expenses. Let's move on.
I'm going to pause it for just a second here because I want to look back at Carla's page and show you her expenses. Her total expenses and her total income. So her total income is this green amount here, $1,034. So that's what she would put for her total income. And then for her total expenses, she's going to add these two numbers, her regular monthly bills that are the same, and then her bills that change, $108. She added those two together and she got $856. So I'm going to see if I can back up this screen and see if we can add those in using Carla's numbers.
What number did you get when you added both of your expenses together? Put that number in the green box on the bottom of the sheet that says My Total Expenses.
So we're going to put our total expenses. If you printed this sheet out, we're going to put in $856 for total expenses.
Let's move on to step 3. Step 3. Now that you have written down all of your income and expenses, you can see if you can save money for your goals. Take the number next to the white box for total income and write it in the green box next to My Total Income at the bottom of your sheet. Now, subtract the number that is in the green box that says My Total Expenses.
So this is the same thing that you are doing on your sample budget sheet, you've got total income. Carla's total income is $1,034. Her total expenses is $856. So what you're going to do is subtract 1,034 minus 856. Unless you did your very own income and expenses sheet, and you can use your own numbers if that's the case.
Write the number that you got in the green box next to, "This is how much money I have left." Nice job. When you subtracted your expenses from your income, what number did you get?
On our sample budget from Carla, we had $178 left. And that 178 is what Carla has left over for savings for something big. So that's similar to what you have after you take into account what your income is, how much money you're getting, and how much money you're spending. How much do you have left?
Do you have money left over? Or do you need to work on only spending money on things that you need? If you find that you are spending more money than you thought, it's important to see what you can save money on. Answer some of these questions. Are you spending money on things that you don't need? What are some things that you won't do next month in order to save money? If you have money left when you subtract your total expenses from your total income, you should put some of that money into savings. On your spending plan, write down how much money you want to save and try to save the same amount or more every time you complete your spending plan.
It is going to help when you write down how much you want to save if you set a goal. If you decide I want to save $25 each month and you stick to that, that will help you reach your goal faster. But it also helps you to have a goal for what you want to save for. A lot of you are thinking about moving out for the first time, so think of something that you might want to save for your new home.
Everyone's spending plan looks different. You should make a spending plan for each month. Each time you spend or make money, make sure to write it on your spending plan. This will make it easier for you at the end of the month. Remember, even though you are making your spending plan every month, you should check your accounts often to make sure you are keeping track of your money and how you are spending it. Now, let's help Andy make his spending plan. Andy's goal is to go on vacation to visit friends. He has helped us by listing his income and expenses for us already. Let's see if Andy can save for his goal. Let's use what we know from last lesson. Andy has earned income from his job and unearned income from the government. Andy makes $1,000 each month at his job at the grocery store. He also receives his SSDI check from the government for $900 each month. Let's write in his income into the budget worksheet. Let's add his income together. Andy has $1,900 that he can use to pay his bills. Here are all of Andy's expenses for this month. Let's put all of Andy's expenses into the worksheet. Rent, $700. Telephone, $90. Electricity, $80. Food, $180. Doctor's visit, $35. Physical therapy visit, $55. Bus ticket, $45. Shoes for work, $65. Movie ticket and popcorn, $15. Repairman to fix kitchen sink, $80. Andy knows the expenses that do not change each month, his rent and his telephone bill. The other expenses change every month, and he has to be careful not to spend more than he makes. Andy's total expenses for this month are $1,345. Now let's see if Andy has money left over to save for his goals. $1,900 minus $1,345 equals $555. Andy has $555 left over. Andy can save for his goal, but he needs to be careful. He cannot save all of it at once because he needs to make sure he can pay for the things that he needs first. If you have a goal that you are saving for, try to save a little money each month. Andy will start by saving $20 every month for his goal. When you receive government benefits, there are some rules that you have to follow about how much money that you can make from your income and how much money you can save in your accounts. We will talk more about Andy's options in the next section. Andy has officially made a spending plan.
uh, Rhonda Erickson will be with us next week on Tuesday, June 2nd, to tell us about savings and spending plans and how they relate to our Social Security benefits. Rhonda is a benefits specialist and a great source of information. And I really think a lot of you students and parents are going to be very interested to hear what she has to say. So I hope you tune in, and I'll talk to you next week.